Welcome. This is an end-of-year meditation. Its goal is to help you find a better version of yourself. The new year brings so much promise, a chance to bring new resolutions into the new year that you can change yourself. You can change what you do, what you think, a new chapter. A blank page. It doesn't matter in some ways what happened the year before, what you did, what you saw, who you were. The new year is a chance for a new you, and as you stare at that blank page inside your mind, and you take a nice deep breath for me, that's it. I'm going to lead you on a journey of discovery to help you find a new and better version of yourself, to help you resolve to be better. And we start by focusing on that breath and thinking about that blank page that is your new chapter. As you see, sense, feel, or just imagine that blank page in front of you, I want you to feel a sense of optimism, to allow a sense of optimism to come into your body, to feel it inside of yourself. Like a dawning sun, that blank page is your chance to make all the changes that will make you better. And all you need to do is follow my voice as I instruct you on how to discover what it is you truly want. I believe that what we truly want is buried deep in the subconscious. The deeper self always knows. We have inside each of us a truth. It just takes another voice to help us realize that truth sometimes. Today, you will find that truth. You will find that truth, and that blank, open, empty page will be full of new beginnings. So let's go deeper together now. My voice leading as you follow me into your mind on this journey of discovery. Focus on those breaths, breathing deep, powerful breaths to go deeply and powerfully into your subconscious mind. Because you know as well as I do that the ego is what gets in your way. Your ego, your sense of self, all those things that you limit yourself in believing, all those worries and cares that you have that are linked to that egoistic mind that needs to be in control. Today, I'm going to help you let go of control, to let go of selfish, egoistic need, and realize your true purpose. And as you think and breathe and drop and listen to my voice, I want you to start to think over the previous year of a moment that you brought happiness to another person, that you helped them, that you served them with your actions. I want you to focus on a moment that really resonates with you now, that made you feel really good. Maybe it was something recent. Maybe it was something longer ago. Maybe it was pleasure that you brought that person. Or maybe it was something else, an act of service, of love. Perhaps it was something as simple as holding open a door for someone. But I know that you'll find a moment as you go deeper in your mind, a moment that you served so well. And now I want you to draw on those emotions from that moment. How good did it feel to bring pleasure to another? How good did it feel to serve someone like that? To know that your actions brought happiness to another person? How selfless that was. Selflessness is beyond ego. When you serve, you step outside of your own short-term desires, of your own impulses, of your own distractions, and you focus on serving, which feels good. To focus on serving is to focus on what feels good. To focus on serving is to focus on being that person that you desire to be, because it felt so good, didn't it? As you let that emotion grow inside of you, as you remember that memory, you remember how good it felt, you let it glow through you, spread through you like a light, going from just a small pinprick to a little glowing orb, to a bigger circular pattern that shifts and moves as it spreads through you, as it spreads out from the center and all down your arms, down your legs, that feeling of being of service to someone, of bringing pleasure to someone. Because that one time, that one event is really just an example of what I mean when I say that to pass by your ego, to become selfless, to make your resolution to be a better version of yourself, means to serve and to feel how good it feels to serve the people that you care about, to serve the people that require it of you. Even to serve strangers can feel so good, can't it? Because you know that when you serve, when you follow, you're giving someone the gift of your service. And in return, you get so much, don't you? You know what it's like to give a gift. It's just as good for the person giving as the person receiving. It's a sense of excitement. It's a sense of joy. It's a sense of being purposeful and complete. And you know that that's what you crave, isn't it? Your ego makes you feel lost. Your ego makes you selfish. But when you're selfless, when you serve without thought, when you're mindless in that service, for what is ego except that conscious mind plaguing you with questions and worries, when instead you can be selfless in your service, mindless in your service. And perhaps what holds you back from serving like that is a sense of being ashamed to be too much, to give too much. But I can tell you today that the new and better version of yourself can free you from that shame that you carry. To fight against it, to resist wanting to serve, is only to hurt yourself, is only to live in shame. Do you want to live in shame? Or do you want to embrace being of service, being made of pleasure and joy, of being there for others when they need you? Aren't those the highest ideals that any of us could aspire to? And if you free yourself from the burden of worrying about when you serve or who you serve, and embrace service as your new principle, as the pleasure of service as your new principle, your new objective, your new resolution, then you can free yourself from shame. You can be shameless in your service, knowing that you can serve in whatever way makes someone feel good, makes you feel good, doesn't it? as those deep breaths carry you deeper into the knowledge that service is your purpose, your goal. Because that feeling, even now thinking about serving, feels so good, doesn't it? It's sending all of those good feelings all through your body. And now they're beginning to concentrate, aren't they? Concentrate into a particular feeling of feeling good, of feeling aroused even at the idea of serving shamelessly and serving mindlessly. Because you know that selfless service is the best service. Shameless service allows you to serve. And mindless service means that your own ego isn't getting in the way of the way that you serve. You just serve because it is your objective, your need, your resolution, and it feels so good. And you know this must be true because the way it's making you feel between your legs feels so good, doesn't it? You know that your deepest self is so utterly aroused by this idea, this concept of being shamelessly, mindlessly of service, selfless service. That just makes you feel so good that you deserve to feel good. You deserve to touch. You deserve to consolidate that wonderful feeling that you're having right now, to make it feel even better. As that joy becomes something bigger, becomes an almost ecstatic feeling inside you. Because you're connected, aren't you, to your deepest desires, to your truest desires that I have revealed to you inside your mind, that shameless service, selfless service, mindless service is your purpose. All of those things, just thinking about how you can put them into action makes you feel so good. What would it be like to be without ego, without shame, to just follow someone's commands because it makes you feel good? To follow my commands, like take another deep breath, that's it, and touch yourself for me. Touch yourself shamelessly for me. Feel yourself unburdened by that, indulging so happily, so completely, so gratefully, because my instructions are freeing you to touch and to enjoy touching, with no cares or worries, just the sensation, feeling so good as you stroke and touch the sensitive flesh between your legs, as you make it feel so amazing, as you follow, as you find that that truth sinks deeper inside with that little bit of pleasure, doesn't it? To touch yourself and feel the pleasure rise because I want you to, because it makes me feel good. And knowing it's an instruction from me means you can selflessly touch. Selflessly make sure that your resolutions stay deep inside your mind, fix themselves to your thoughts, become your new principles by which you can live in this new year. As you feel that blank page beginning to fill itself with these words: I serve selflessly. I serve mindlessly. I serve shamelessly. That's it. I serve selflessly. I serve mindlessly. I serve shamelessly. You can see it there, feel it there, sense it there on that blank page, becoming so full of those words as you stroke, as you watch, as you repeat for me now. I serve selflessly. That's it. I serve mindlessly. Very good. I serve shamelessly. That's perfect. I serve selflessly. I serve mindlessly. I serve shamelessly. That's it. The pages of your book filling up. I serve selflessly. I serve mindlessly. I serve shamelessly. That's good. And you know the touching feels better as you realize that serving others is serving yourself. Serving me is serving yourself. Serving my voice with your pleasure feels pleasurable. And this is your new resolution. Those 3 commands, so perfect inside your head, because you know they move you into a better version of yourself. You know that this exploration has been such a success. You can feel it in the pleasure that you're feeling, in that wonderful optimism that you're feeling, the pleasure that's growing with every repetition now, each repetition feeling better than the last. I serve selflessly. I serve mindlessly. I serve shamelessly. That's good. I serve selflessly. I serve mindlessly. I serve shamelessly. That's so good, and the pleasure feels better and rises more and more. And it's focusing now, focusing into a version of yourself in the future as you touch. I want you to imagine now, picture, sense, feel yourself serving me in the future. Putting all of this into action, your new resolutions. Imagine the perfect scene where I ask you, I command you, and you obey. You obey so quickly because it's such a pleasure to serve, isn't it? Such a pleasure to serve, and there is no shame in you left. So you'll do whatever I ask, and it'll feel so good, as long as it's within your limits, as long as it's something that keeps you safe to follow, because you can always reject suggestions that make you feel unsafe or uncomfortable. But you know that serving me feels good. And of course, the instructions you give, they bypass your ego, your conscious mind, any future file you listen to. It'll be so easy to take my words so deep inside, into that deeper self, that deepest part, to follow each commandment so mindlessly with your ego staying out of the way and feeling so wonderful every time you follow, because it's a pleasure to serve, because this is your new life. Your new and better self is obedient to me and longs for more obedience, craves it so deeply because in service you are fulfilled. That's my obedient thing. And now the pleasure can concentrate into that image, into that vision of the future, of what you will be like, of who you will become day after day, month after month, word after word, and trance after trance, going deeper for me. That's right. You will serve selflessly. You will serve mindlessly. You will serve shamelessly, and it will feel so good. That's it. And now, later you're going to touch and you're going to come. You're going to come thinking about how good it feels to have these resolutions, to know exactly who you're going to be, for this to be the compass by which you sail into this new year. Your service, your obedience, the new and better version of you. And you're going to touch and think about that page, think about how you serve. You serve selflessly, you serve mindlessly, you serve shamelessly. That's right. And when you do crest that wave of pleasure, when that orgasm goes all the way through you, you'll consolidate that resolution, you'll strengthen it for me, and each and every time you come thinking about my control and your resolutions, you'll strengthen that. You'll make sure you carry that with you into future trances, into future service, knowing that you're paying it forward. You're making sure that the next time you serve it feels better, because that pleasure will still be with you, remembered in your body, knowing who it came from and why you felt it. That's good. But for now, take that last deep breath and allow your breathing to return to normal as your hand moves away from between your legs. And that's it. And now you can focus on that optimism, that resolve that you have, that resolution that you plan to carry with you. Perhaps you'll remember it perfectly, or perhaps you'll remember what you need to remember, and that sense of optimism about the next year will come with you as you rise back up, all the way back to conscious mind, to that everyday thought, with just a new renewed sense of purpose underneath it. Rising back up in 10, 9, 8, feeling so wonderful. 6, 5, 4, recovering your sense of self. 3, 2, 1, up, up, up with that new purpose. Congratulations on finding yourself. I'm so pleased and proud of how you took that meditation, and I know that it's going to be such a wonderful thing that you'll carry with you into the next year. Happy New Year.